Aries! We're going to look at your overall horoscope for July 2025. Aries, this will be a busy and transformative month for you. I'll put the important dates on the screen now. Before we dive into your career sector, I do want to point out this is my take on the energy and the Western astrology, and because of that, it may not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. In today's video, we're going to look at your career, health, wealth, elder Aries, student Aries, travel, and more. So we have a lot to cover in today's video. Let's dive in. Looking at your career, your creativity receives a boost on the 4th when Venus enters Gemini. You're more inspired now and you're finding creative ways to move past obstacles. Writing and any form of communication is favored now. Use this time to its fullest to move projects forward and knock out focused, detailed work. This energy won't last, so you really have a small window to get things done. Rally your teammates to finish up plans and take actions rather than wait. Make sure that they too understand this is the time to get shit done. On July the 18th, Mercury retrograde begins and could cause issues with those pesky projects. Communication and teamwork also could suffer during this time. Resist the urge to burn bridges at work, rein your temper in, and tread carefully as team members may be extra sensitive for the rest of the month. And while that's not actually your problem, to make life easier at work though, you're going to have to consider that and really filter what you say, because chances are they're going to misinterpret it or they're just looking for a reason to have an issue. Really be careful what you're saying and watch who you're saying it to as well. Overall, it's going to be a busy time at work, so it will fly by quickly. Looking at gig working, business owners, and self-employed Aries natives, on the 10th, the full moon in Capricorn shines a spotlight on your career and how you define success. Old ideas that never really fit, realign with your higher purpose now. You're not one to really follow trends either. You don't really care what, the Kardashians are doing or whoever's on Love Island. You could give a shit about that. You want to do things that make you happy. Lately, you've gotten off track because there's so much happening in life. You've lost some people very dear to you over the last several years. You've been caught in this constant roller coaster with work, and you just have a lot happening. Focusing on your business has really helped you achieve more stability, and things are going well. So you can take a breather now and really look at what you need to do moving forward, especially for the next 6 months, around what success looks like for you. Because unless you build in these boundaries in your business, they won't be there. So if you want to travel more, then you have to automate more, or you have to realign some of the ways you deliver your products or services. The planning stages are now. It's not the time for making big, drastic changes, but rather get clear on what you want and start really evaluating what needs to change to bring in the type of future you want. Also, sales are slightly up as we begin July, so keep moving forward with the same projects. It's really tempting to take the win and then try something else, but stick to what's working right now. Looking at your wealth, it looks like Aries is about to start making more money. In the late days of June, we saw a little bit more money come in through opportunities brought forward from networking and personal connections. And the trend continues this month. While we do see good financial gains, it's not the time to cash out and start spending. This month, stay away from the stock market in general. Watch your investments. Don't cash out just because they dip, but also don't throw more money at them. You want to pay down debt and get clear on what you want moving forward. And if your goal is to be debt-free, while investing is one way to get there, another way is stop making more debt. So really think about that. Before you approach anything new, think about how it's going to impact the next 6 months. And save as much as you can, because cost of basic goods and services will continue to rise throughout the year and next year. What you're buying is pretty much the same as what you bought last year, but it costs more. And while you are making a little bit more money, the two aren't even. So just keep that in mind. Overall, keep your investments where they are because you're looking at the long term with them anyway. Just don't make any drastic changes this month. And also, if you can put off signing contracts until September, I would advise that. Looking at your health looks pretty much the same as last month, but you may have some stomach or digestion issues. You need to watch what you eat this month, avoid spicy foods, and slow down on the recreational drugs and alcohol. We talked about Aries having a spiritual transformation or awakening this year when I did the 2025 overview video. And you may want to schedule some downtime on your calendar in July, Aries, because some of these issues will come up this month. Partly because on the 13th, Saturn begins its retrograde, leaving your sign and triggering a deep personal healing. And we can see spiritual issues come up as well as issues from your past around childhood too. It's time to focus on yourself, Aries, and think about the big picture. What are you carrying from the past that is blocking you and stopping you from moving forward? Clear old beliefs and release what isn't working. Lately, you've been shying away from drama in favor of personal peace. And with this move, you've received more personal clarity. And with this, you can see some of your actions in the past were actually reactions to the stimulus around you. When you're in a peaceful, calmer state or environment, things flow easier. It doesn't mean that you give up all adventure or excitement, no, but it means you get to pick what you would like to do. Vacation versus an argument at home. I think this spiritual energy is going to help you realign with your higher self and understand what's more important. And in doing this, it will help you streamline other areas of your life. On the 30th, Chiron, the wounded healer, retrogrades in your sign, and it's another big push to heal childhood issues and trauma. You might want to spend time in your childhood hometown or seek out the root cause of your childhood stress. As you work through these issues, a deep healing could take place. And with that, we see you really moving forward quickly because you're no longer defined by your past, Aries. Your health is good with some slight digestive issues, but generally you're going to be working through emotional issues more than anything. Make sure you do have some downtime to process this. Looking at elder Aries natives, you're feeling good in the fiery energy of Leo season. So from the 22nd on, you're more social and outgoing. Plan some fun this month, visit friends and family. Just keep spending to a minimum. The people want to see you. They don't really care that you're going to pay for dinner or bring presents. So just show up. That's what they want. They want to see you and spend time with you. The new moon on the 24th could lead to a chance encounter that brings about a deep personal healing and reset for you. Be open to listening more than talking because what this person is saying is really more about them than about you. But with it, we see major transformations and we see you releasing some of the guilt and pain from the past from this conversation. Give them the space they need to talk this through. Overall, a good time for elder Aries. Looking at students' forecast, Uranus enters Gemini on July the 7th, and we see with it many new changes for Aries. You'll feel motivated and driven to succeed now, making this a great week for scheduling exams and focusing on studies. Later in the month, you could change how you learn as well as what you want to study. You're intrigued by many topics, and this could lead to new areas of study. Some of these new interests could lead to a new career path as well. As the world is changing, you're probably going to have to change some of your ideas about what you want to do for a career. And I think the beginning of that has already started, and you're going to research more things this month to get a better idea of what you like and what would be possible moving forward in the future. So it's a good time for you as well. Looking at romance for Aries natives. Aries who have recently ended a relationship or situationship, you could feel somewhat down as we begin July, but trust me, you dodged a bullet. Life will improve greatly now, so don't second guess yourself. You did the right thing. For those of you having trouble with existing love issues, you will have to face these problems or they will worsen. So if you're still in that situationship and there's still a lot of drama and a lot of unhappiness, you're probably going to have to face them this month because they're only going to get worse. For single Aries natives, you're feeling flirty as we begin the month, and there is a possibility that a very deep and personal conversation at work could lead to a new romance. Now, that has its own issues, but just be aware of that. Mid-month, you might meet someone unexpected, possibly through a friend or in a new social environment. Stay open-minded. This could be a very meaningful connection. Wherever Aries goes this month, they're getting attention, and we're seeing new admirers show up. Be social and be ready. Be ready for the attention. Late in the month, when Venus enters Cancer, you're focused more on the future now. Could it be that you're ready to look for a life partner rather than just someone to hang out with? Your thoughts and ideas about the future and how you see yourself in 5 or 10 years are changing dramatically. Your life has transformed over the last 5 years or so. New relationships, long-term relationships have ended, jobs have changed, you've probably moved house several times. So a lot has really happened, and you kind of want things to slow down now so that you can kind of catch your breath and process these changes. It will be a little bit slower towards the end of July and in August, but September on is going to really just fly by. Schedule some downtime to really think about things and make some decisions, because if you don't, they'll be made for you. In other words, your job may terminate because it's not the right one for you, or that person that you're really thinking about getting serious with may move across the country. It could force you to make some decisions. So there's some things like that that can happen before the end of the year. The more time you take now to reflect on what's important to you, the easier those situations will be. For partnered Aries natives, this is partnered, committed, or married Aries. Mercury retrograde in Leo could lead to miscommunication and other issues this month. Be patient and discuss any problems with your partner rather than letting things simmer. It's better to communicate and talk things through rather than let this continue to build. It could be you or it could be your partner who's a little bit pissed off over some situations at home. You may feel like they're not pulling their weight, or they may feel like your spending is out of control, or vice versa. So it's better to talk things through, even if some of these issues are actually true. Your household is spending more money, but it's because things cost more. And it's also true that both of you aren't doing as much at home because you're busier at work and socially. Talk these things through and maybe come up with a plan to where you can face these changes together rather than feeling put upon. Tap into the Leo energy this month and reconnect with your special person. And that could be a quiet afternoon at home together or taking a small road trip. As you strengthen this bond, it will bring you a deeper sense of security and closeness, and you'll remember how much fun it is to be with this person. The new moon on the 24th is a great time to celebrate your partner, plan an outing or a fun event that you'll both enjoy. And as Venus moves into Cancer towards the end of July, emotional connections become much more important to you, and we see you work on healing any issues with the relationship. So begin early in the month to clear the air, spend time with your special person, and by the end of the month, we see you even closer. If you want to know more about love and romance in July, I do have a weekly forecast, and it's already up for the month of July, and I'll link it here and in the description box below. And you can also watch your sun, moon, and rising to get a clearer overall picture of what you can expect this month. They're linked as well in the description box. Let's look at your travel. Small trips in nature are favored this month over big world vacations or holiday trips. There's likely to be delays, but taking the time to go on a small road trip or go for a hike or visit a state park will definitely be worth the effort. A weekend away or even just a day in the forest or at the beach will recharge your energy and ground some of your surplus fire. Even taking an afternoon off and staying in your hometown and visiting nearby nature areas will have a positive impact on your mental health. And if you can spend time with your partner while doing this, this will also strengthen the relationship. So overall, there's going to be some problems with travel, yes. I would recommend that you go on road trips or places that you can drive as opposed to flying, sailing, or taking the train. You'll have more control that way and less obstacles. There's going to be a lot of fiery Leo energy this month, and it will feel very natural to Aries natives. Planned trips will have less issues than spur-of-the-moment adventures, so just keep that in mind. Aries, this month is a powerful time for love, personal growth, and meaningful connections. Stay balanced and resist the urge to burn bridges, and really edit what you say to coworkers. Watch your spending, pay off debt as you can, and talk things through with special people this month so that any misunderstandings are cleared up quickly. Overall, this is going to be a slower month, but it's still going to go by rapidly. I think overall you're going to be much happier at the end of the month than you are at the beginning. Know that whatever's happening, it will cycle through by the end of the month. Thank you so much for watching this mini overview. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and being a part of the Serenity community. If you would like a personal reading, I have my information up on the screen, and you can email me and I'll send you the monthly specials. Overall, this is a great time for Aries natives. Get out there, have some fun, and enjoy yourself. Reiki blessings!